Hi again, everyone, and welcome into Cincinnati, Ohio, where the Cincinnati Christian Eagles take on the Reinhardt Eagles here on a dreary, rainy day at Willard Stargell Stadium. Rob Roberts, James Rapine with you here, getting you all set for the matchup. And Rob, last week, Cincinnati Christian, they did have a pretty good showing. I mean, they scored 21 points, got off to a quick start, up 7-0. Unable to get their first win in program history, losing 36-21 to Ave Maria.
Really, that game came just down to special teams. They had a tip block on the punt. They had the block field goal return to the house, and that was the difference in the football game. You get a 29-21 game in the fourth quarter. You got a chance to tie it up. You go to get more points. Next thing you know, it's blocked 60 yards to the house, and that is the difference in that football game a week ago. But a lot of positives, especially if you look from the 2016 season to the 2017 football season. Really, it got started up front, especially on the defensive line with Jordan Meekins at defensive end. And then you add to that McNeil on the other side opposite of Horton. Mm-hmm. But today, they don't get McNeil Jr. because he's out, hurt his arm in practice. So unfortunately, a man down, but you still have Jay Horton on the other side. But big strides from year one to year two. But they got a big challenge today. The number 3 team in the country coming in here to Taft High School.
Yep, the Reinhardt Eagles, they are the real deal, led by James Miller. In his first year as head coach, was the offensive coordinator last season. They were a national semifinalist 1 year ago, played these same Cincinnati Christian Eagles and won 73-0 at home at their place. Can the Eagles get revenge, make the score a little better? Rob, I do know one thing. There's 2 defensive ends they're going to have to keep tabs on. Reinhardt has Tevin McCoy, a junior, Javier Dyer, a senior, combined for 22.5 sacks. So Cincinnati Christian's offensive line going to have to try to prevent them from having big days.
Well, McCoy, a preseason All-American, 12.5 sacks, 20.5 tackles for loss a year ago. He's just a man along there on the edge. But even on the other side, you're looking at a team that averaged last year 360 yards rushing per game. So it's going to be important for Horton on the edge to be able to run man by himself, leave him on an island so they can get those extra guys into the box. And then offensively for CCU, Austin Bowling, 59 yards a week ago. They're going to need him and Garner Harris to be able to get those extra yards on the ground, extend drives, and try to shorten this game as much as possible as they look to get some revenge on a 73-0 defeat down in Georgia a year ago.
Cincinnati Christian, led by quarterback Braden Wammeldorf, started last week with a 75-yard touchdown pass to Zach Pickett, go up 7-0. The momentum was in the Eagles' hand and at favor, and I think Wammeldorf, if he can get, especially in this weather, into a rhythm early, that'll be big for the Eagles.
Well, his big thing last week was he was maybe trying to do a little too much with his legs. Came out of that game 3 different times with his shoulder, and then they had to get checked out for the concussion as well. So we saw Taylor, the true freshman, having to take snaps, and of course he threw 3 picks along the way, including a pick 6. And you need your starting quarterback to throw more than 8 times. You need to keep him out on the field, and you got to keep him upright.
Here we go. Here's the kickoff. Raymond Damon back to return it for Cincinnati Christian. He takes it up the left side, makes a cut, gets across the 23-yard line is where he is brought down by multiple Reinhardt special teamers. And here we go. The Eagles receive the kick, and their offense will take the field. Opportunity to get first blood here, Rob.
You're talking about Walmdorf. 4 of 8, 86 yards a week ago, and the touchdown pass last year threw for just 68 yards. In 8 games start, he missed 4 games due to injury, but already starting out Garner Harris. But how about the 4 wide look?
Yep, 4 wide receivers. That's definitely something new that we didn't see much of last year. And we got a handoff right up the middle to Garner Harris, and he gets hit at the line right away. And that's going to be no gain. Number 48 in on the play on that one for Reinhardt. And another big stop, or a big stop there in the defensive line for Reinhardt, showing early that they can play.
Yeah, also Brennan Holden in out of Augusta, Georgia. How about a 310-pound redshirt freshman along that D-line, 94 split, now DN near a star side.
Wammeldorf now under center, second down for the Eagles. It's going to be another handoff up the right side, looking for room, not going to get much, and that's Garner Harris again, it looks like. Brought down pretty much right away. Might have gotten a half a yard or so, so it's going to bring up 3rd and long for the Eagles.
Javier Dyer, the 6'2", 230-pound senior, number 9, sliding over defensive tackle. able to get first man on the spot. But if you're CCU, it all starts up front. You're going to have to get a push on that offensive line, get this run game going, so that way Wallendorf is not stuck in these obvious third down and passing situation at 3rd and 10.
Wallendorf operating out of the shotgun, one running back to his left, 4 wide receivers, 2 on his right, 2 on his left. Throws a quick slant, and that is going to drop incomplete, intended for Larry Jackson Jr., and gets popped as he goes for the catch there, unable to bring it in. That's going to bring up 4th down for Cincinnati Christian.
Good decision there by Wallendorf that was able to get it out quick, and that's one, though, Jackson, he's going to want to have that one back, hit him in the chest. I know he took the big hit from behind, but those are the ones that you're going to have to haul in, and instead it's a 3 and out, and the one area they did struggle in a week ago was special teams, as Villarreal is on for the punt.
Elijah Villarreal back for the punt, and you're right. They had a block punt return for a touchdown last week. Will Cincinnati Christian clean that up? I know that's something Coach David Fulcher certainly wants to see this week. The rain coming down a little bit harder here. And he gets it off cleanly up the right side. This ball is going to bounce, gets to the 50. And this is going to be a return for Reinhardt. Gets it into Cincinnati Christian territory up to the 45-yard line. So really good starting field position for Reinhardt as they take the field for their first drive.
Well, Otis Odom in his first game, the true freshman, just 5'5", a buck 45, but right there you see maybe a pursuit angles. They had a chance to wrap him up at the 50-yard line, and instead he's able to break the arm tackle, and he turns that into an extra 17-yard gain. And 33-yard line, you're giving up short fields. This team scored 51.4 points per game last year. This team doesn't need help scoring points.
And that's about a 20-yard punt or so for Elijah Villarreal for Cincinnati Christian. And it looks like they are going to spot the ball right at the 45-yard line.
Looks like they're going to say 44. He stepped out. The first judge marked him at the 33, but now they're going to say he actually stepped out of bounds at the 44. And we're going to get a look at a run-heavy Eagle offense.
Sends a man in motion, handoff up the right side, finds room instantly, and instant push right away there for Reinhardt, getting some key yards up the middle.
Stanley Logue, of course, he's going to take over the workhorse this year, but also you're looking at Dylan Wiggins, a quarterback, making his first career start. You'd like to be able to get him into some passing downs and force the issue with him a little bit. Instead, you got a 2nd down, and we'll call it 4.
Another handoff, this time up the left side. This is to number 2, Andy Wisenhunt, and he's going to find some yards, gets it across the 30 down to the 26-yard line. That's good for a Reinhardt first down.
I know Jay Horton was wanting to hold here along the edge at the 35, and the CCU coaching staff and Fulcher is still giving the side judge a little bit of grief about it. It looked like he was being held, but they don't call it. It didn't happen.
Dylan Wiggins keeping the Eagles offense moving here. Reinhardt, no huddle, operating out of the shotgun, and he's going to throw it for the first time today. This time on the right side was looking for number 3, did not get the ball to him. That's Koa Stocks, a junior, and that'll bring up 2nd down for Reinhardt.
Able to link the running back out of the backfield and try to get him on one of those quick hitters, get that mismatch with the linebacker on the edge, and that's one that really he should have caught. That was a good throw, and it's for his first collegiate pass for Wiggins.
You wonder how much the rain is going to affect this. There is a steady drizzle coming down here on the field. And this is going to be a handoff up the left side on 2nd down. Broken tackle, and he's going to go all the way into the end zone. And that is a touchdown for Reinhardt. Number 21, Jace Jordan, the freshman, up the left side. And that's going to be good for a 6-0 Reinhardt lead. And Rob, the concern was up front as we're heading into this game. And early on, you see just how great Reinhardt, runner-ups last year in the national semifinalist, how good they are.
Well, they're going to run behind preseason All-American Xavier Carter, but still they had a chance to make a tackle at the line of scrimmage, and once again he broke an arm tackle, and then from there it was just clear sailing and just walked into the end zone. A good start for Reinhardt.
Nick Marquez on for the extra point. Had some movement up front. Marquez kicks it. It is through, and it is a 7-0 Reinhardt advantage with 12:19 to go here in the first quarter.
But that's also what happens when you shorten that field, when you only have to go 44 yards and a team that scores 51 points. I know they have a new first-year head coach and a quarterback making his first start. You'd like to be able to flip that field position a little bit. And once again, special teams not able to flip the field. And you hate to say that early in a football game, you got 12-19 still to go, but this is a big drive for CCU. They need to get a couple first downs to give that defense a break. We saw it last year, and we saw it last week, where this defense would go in spurts where they were just on the field from the 3 and outs. And after a while, as talented as that front 7 is for CCU, you're going to get tired.
No doubt. There's no doubt there. And so now CCU gets another crack at it after a 3 and out on their first drive. Raymond Damon back, number 9, the defensive back for the Eagles to receive this kickoff. And 12-19 here to go as the rain continues to fall. Marquez with the kick. This will be returnable. Damon takes it at the 5. He takes it up the right side, the 10, the 15. Tripped up there. Great play by Reinhardt. And
Matt Hyatt, how about the backup Jalen Holloman?
Yep.
That's a nice open field tackle by the 180-pound senior, but you're getting these kids from Georgia, Florida, and Alabama. You're kind of seeing that speed, not only in special teams, but coming off the ball on both sides of the D-line and the O-line as well. They're a little bit of difference. You talk about it, Cincinnati. I mean, you had great football around here, but sometimes it takes a little adjustment getting used to that southern speed a little bit.
So now bad field position now starting at the 15-yard line. Braden Wommeldorf in the shotgun. He's going to throw it. Throws it to the left side. It's a screen pass. Not much there, and looks like it might be about a loss of 1 yard there. Is his first completion of the day, but certainly not exactly what they wanted.
Pee Wee, a guy we saw last year, of course, he was hurt, unable to play, comes back out.
Best nickname on the team, by the way. Pee Wee Cannon.
He had a chance as soon as he caught the ball, but you got to be able to set up those blocks. Looks like he might have something there in the beginning. But instead, since a 3-yard loss, now you're playing from behind the sticks as Pee Wee comes limping off, and now all of a sudden you're kind of forcing Womendorf into those passing situations to where now the defense can kind of just come off the edge without having to worry about the rush.
So 2nd and long here. Wommeldorf on the keeper, not going to find much. Gets brought down at the 13-yard line. So this again, Rob, we've talked about it at the start of the broadcast here. Special teams, certainly a key so far, losing in that department. And up front, they're not getting much push. And that's how you've seen now Cincinnati Christian in their 2nd, 3rd and long of the day.
Yeah, they're going to need at least a good 5 to 7 yards here. Give yourself a little cushion for Villarreal to be able to get a punt off. The last thing you want to do is get pushed even further back. And then next thing you know, your heels are in the back of the end zone.
Wommeldorf gets the play, heads into the huddle here. It's going to be 3rd and 14. Ball marked officially at the 12-yard line as the clock continues to run here with 10:40 to go in the first quarter. Wommeldorf will operate out of the shotgun. 2 receivers to his right, a back to his left. And he's going to pass. Gets under pressure right away. And there it is, brought down at the 9-yard line. And that's a sack for big number 99 for Reinhardt. And we talked about this defensive line for Reinhardt. And they're stacked, and that's Kareem Warren, a sophomore. We didn't mention him yet, but gets in on the action for the Eagles.
They just got 310-pounders just lined up all over there. He's just a sophomore himself out of Macon, Georgia, Westside High School. And right there, what you didn't want to have, we had just talked about going backwards. You lose 5 more yards. Now you're at the 8, and look where Villarreal's standing on the back of the end in Cincinnati, 2 yards before the back of the end zone.
Big-time challenge here for the Cincinnati Christian special teams. Villarreal just a yard or 2 behind the end line in a bad snap, goes out of the back of the end zone. That is going to be a safety, and the rain could have played a role in that, Rob, but certainly the first 2 games, you're talking about a game, and 5 minutes into this one, special teams hurting Cincinnati Christian.
I think you're looking at the rain, slippery, but also, Villarreal was, looking down the field. I think he just took his eyes off of it. Well, it was a low snap.
It was really low.
But but once again, when you're standing in the back of the end zone, they're going to come with the punt rush. You're already trying to get it off, and you're speeding yourself up. Just due to the fact that you have no error. Standing in the back of the end zone is just not the start that CCU wanted. As again, they had circled on the calendar, sort of one of those, we're better than what happened a year ago, but this isn't the start that they were looking for.
Running back Garner Harris is on the bench right now, trying to get his guys motivated. He was really passionate, a plea. The offensive line huddled around the entire offense, and certainly upset, certainly bothered by the start to this game as the Reinhardt Eagles up 9-0, 5 minutes and 16 seconds into this one, and receiving the ball here after a Cincinnati Christian
But
safety.
you look up and down CCU roster, freshmen and sophomores, and sometimes you need those guys to step up, challenge your manhood a little bit, and if that's what it takes, and then that's what it takes, especially along the front line. You got to give a push. You got to give lanes for your tailbacks, wide receivers. They need to block down the field. Wallendorf needs to go through his progressions as well. It's an accountability thing. That's exactly what you see. Garner Harris. That's what leaders do. That's what leaders do. Leaders call themselves out, and they bring attention to the situation. This is what we need to do, and we're not doing it. And if you don't want to do it, we'll get somebody else in here that will do what we need them to do, because this isn't what we're about.
No, I have no problem with that. And Cincinnati Christian kicking it off here to Reinhardt following the safety. And it's a short kick. He's at the 30. The 40 has room, and he's going to get it into Cincinnati Christian territory up to the 46, down to the 46-yard line, rather. And Reinhardt with great field position again. And Rob, I mean, it seems early. We're early in this game, but we're seeing it. And
well, you see the speed.
That's number 29, Reggie Mack, a senior running back on the return there.
Well, you see the speed. I mean, there's a reason this team is number 3 team in the
number
country.
3 team in the country, Nationals semifinalist a year ago, and they're certainly flexing their muscle early. New head coach James Miller not missing a beat in his first game as Reinhardt head coach. All right, 1st and 10, they're going to operate out of the shotgun. Pass complete on the left side there, and that's going to be good for about a 5-yard gain.
Ronnie Chambliss. But even though we were talking about their freshmen that they're working in, if you look up and down the roster, you have redshirt freshmen, so they're able to sit there in the system, get used to how things are done. Then you have your juniors and your seniors that are working with the younger guys. You have a really good mix of upper class and underclassmen on this Reinhardt roster.
And on 2nd down, it's going to be a handoff up the middle, and that's going to get stopped pretty quickly. Malik Gibson.
But this is where you need to get off the field. It's 3rd down and short. Most likely this is going to be 4-down territory, but on a 3rd and 3, you know they're going to be bringing that quick belly dive again. You get the guys in the box, force a 4th down, not only give your defense or give your offense a chance to get right back on the field, but get a little momentum on the defensive side of the football
Big
as well.
3rd down, Dylan Wiggins in the shotgun, sends a man in motion. It's going to be a handoff. Oh, he's going to keep it right up the middle, spinning, and he's going to get brought down, but not before he picks up the 1st down, and that's going to be a 1st down for Reinhardt as he crosses the 35-yard line. Cameron Gaither brought him down for the Cincinnati Christian Eagles.
But once again, they had a guy in the backfield right there to make the tackle, just couldn't do it, as we have an Eagle down back at the 43, but they're putting themselves in a position to make plays. They're just not executing on making the plays. And one of the things I talked to Coach Fulcher about a week ago, and we talked about it last year, about how winning is a process, and you have to learn how to win, especially when you have freshmen and sophomores up and down your roster. When nothing really has really gone your way, it's easy to kind of get down and get down on yourself a little bit, but winning's a process. You have to learn how to win. You have to learn how to do that stuff in the open field, and that's kind of what you're seeing here. It's just, 2nd-year program, those gains that you have to take a little bit each day.
There's no doubt about that. Trying to get the number here from the booth. Right.
And that's looking up on the
he's
line. You're looking at Drew.
There we go.
I think a guy last week that had a couple big tackles in the backfield as well, able to use his big, a biscuit shy of about 315 along the defensive line. But that's the one big difference we talked about at the top is the size this year. Last year, really undersized along the defensive and offensive fronts, but this year they were able to get fall or winter conditioning, spring conditioning, summer practice in, and you see that along the lines. I mean, just take a look at big old number 93, Vince Hill, another one of those guys with the year in the weight room.
And this is going to be a 1st down pass, incomplete on the right side. And that's it'll bring up 2nd and 10. Dylan Wiggins rolled out to the right side, unable to reach his man. And that's Andrew Alekna, by the way, who was able to walk off under his own power. Now talking with the trainer as he sits on the bench and sips some water. So we'll see if he gets back in the game. Does appear to be okay, not really being tended to anymore by the training staff. So 2nd and 10 here for Reinhardt. They sent a man in motion. They're going to throw it. Actually, it is a handoff on the right side. And this is going to go all the way to the end zone. Touchdown for Reinhardt, and that's a reverse to Koa Stocks. And we've called his name a couple times today, and that one's good for 6 points for Reinhardt.
the junior transfer out of Tusculum College. 180-pounder at Acworth, Georgia, but able to take that jet sweep. You saw CCU dropping coverage. They were expecting the play action. But that opened up the hole on the edge. By the time Jay Horton got from right corner to left corner side of the field, just a little too late. But once again, you see that speed by the junior wide receiver.
Marquez on for the extra point.
They have him listed at 180
And
pounds.
it's botched, so now a special team error for the Reinhardt side of things. And now look, you get a slippery field, you get a wet field, and no extra point attempt there as the Eagles get a break. Cincinnati Christian gets a break here, and they trail 15-0. 7 minutes into this one. James Rapine and Rob Roberts with you here at Willard Stargell Stadium, where the rain continues to fall in Cincinnati, Ohio. And this is a big play. I know it's just a silly kickoff or a simple kickoff, but to me, getting good field position, getting your offense in position that hasn't been able to do much yet, big play for the Cincinnati Christian Eagles.
I mean, we're probably sounding like a broken record when we talk about field position, but look at the drive. 2 drives for Reinhardt, 44-46 yard line of CCU. CCU drives 23 and 16 yard line on their own. I mean, you're looking at a 60-yard difference in field position. You know, give CCU, if they're able to flip this field back, they start getting a shorter field and see what they can do with their offense. Kind of surprised we haven't seen Austin Bowling get any carries yet, the big guy out of Centerville.
And we have another kickoff. This one doesn't appear to be returnable, and it won't be. So Cincinnati Christian going to get the ball at the 20-yard line.
I'm still questioning. They got their kicker listed at $170, and he's about a couple biscuits shy of about 250. Reminds me of the Penn State kicker a year ago.
That's funny. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, he's not $170.
I didn't realize we were going to be questioning weight, but you're right on that one.
Well, usually
it's a misprint.
But we're talking about 80 pounds. 80 pounds is 80 pounds.
All right, so it's going to be on the 25-yard line here. 1st and 10 for Cincinnati Christian. Braden Wommeldorf in the shotgun. 3 wide receiver set, sends a man in motion, and it's going to be a quick pitch here up the right side, and it's going to get brought down. That's Larry Jackson Jr., brought down right at the line of scrimmage. So
technically a pass for Wallendorf as he went on the shovel pass, trying to get some open space along the edge, but give good pursuit there by the Eagle defense. Those linebackers really flowed really nicely, didn't get sucked up, waiting for Garner Harris on the draw play.
And right now, every member of Reinhardt is within a 10-yard, heck, 9 yards of the line of scrimmage. So certainly daring the Cincinnati Christian to throw it deep. This is going to be a handoff up the left side to Garner Harris. Gets it across the 25 to the 26, 27-yard line or so, and it's going to bring up 3rd and about 8 yards.
Well,
so another 3rd and long.
We talked about it off the air about how you need to be able as a quarterback to step your foot in the ground. Even if it's incomplete, just chuck it 50, 60 yards down the field. Get that extra guy out of the box to be able to give your run game a chance. You said it. Everybody's within 9 yards. Go ahead, send somebody on a fly pattern. It's either going to turn into a long punt because of the interception. It's going to fall incomplete. You're going to complete it, or you're going to get a pass interference call. It's 3rd down and 8 to go. Go ahead and chuck one deep. They want to keep those safeties in the box, run man on the edge. Find some guys. See what we got on the edge with the playmakers. We saw a couple of new guys step up a week ago with Pickett and company.
Yeah, there's 2 things working against the Eagles. 1, they haven't won up front much so far today, and 2, the rain certainly gives you no favors at throwing it deep. So here we go. Big 3rd down, 3rd and 8. Wommeldorf's going to operate out of the shotgun. 1 back to his left. He's looking to throw. Looks to the right side, and that pass intended for Isaiah Hanna for Cincinnati Christian. Unable to make the catch, unable to bring it in, and that's going to bring up 4th down and another punt for the Cincinnati Christian Eagles. Punt attempt, rather. And now you just want to see them get it off, and Elijah Villarreal gets another shot at kind of redeeming himself from that first punt.
Besides that quick slat to Jackson Jr., which is about a 7-yard route, everything really has been 3 yards and in, and that's why you see all the safeties again. It's 3rd and 8, and they're all within 8 yards of the line of scrimmage. Eventually, you just got to go chuck one deep to get those guys out of the box.
Villarreal gets this one off. Clean snap, catches it, and it's going to take an Eagles bounce down to the 20, and they're going to be able to down this inside the 20 to the 18, make that close to the 17-yard line. I think it'll be officially at the 18. So there you go, Rob. You talked about flipping the field. The Eagles are able to do that. Good punt there by Villarreal. Gets a bounce. And now the Cincinnati Christian defense will start for the first time in Reinhardt territory and not the other way around.
Well, that was a smart play there by 29 going back deep. Being smart enough not to Reggie Mack letting that ball bounce. He thought about picking it up for a split second and trying to return it. That was a smart play, even though it pinned him inside the 17. But this is the first time Reinhardt started. This is their third drive, first time they started on their own side of the football field. It's a good opportunity here for CCU to get a 3-and-out or maybe cause a turnover and give themselves a short field.
And Wiggins takes it up the middle there, and he's going to get a first down. And across the 30-yard line, you're going to see that get to the 32. And Reinhardt running the no huddle right back up at the line of scrimmage. And Dylan Wiggins under center sends a man in motion. It's going to be a handoff up the right side for a gain of about 3 or 4 yards there. That's number 34, Trevay Kane, the redshirt freshman, on the carry, a pickup of 3.
Well, that time the defensive line was able to actually make the tackle. We saw before Quincy Gilbert, the linebacker, 21, made the play 7 yards down the field. Just once again going through shoulder and arm tackles that time, able to wrap him up and throw him down for just a gain of 2.
And second down, this is going to be a handoff the other side now, and that's going to be good, close to a first down, and is a first down as he stumbles forward for Reinhardt. That's number 25, Rohan Andrews. And here's the thing, make that actually Kwani Green for Reinhardt.
Out of North Cobb, out of Lexington. Good program down deep in the bluegrass.
And they're back up at the line of scrimmage again, first down. Sends a man in motion, handoff up the right side. And that's going to be a pickup across the 50 into Cincinnati Christian territory down to the 49. Quilla Stocks again with another gain there. And it's going to bring up second down in about 4.
A lot of this stuff this offense is
so.
doing is just smoke and mirrors. You need to have gap responsibility, gap integrity here along the front for CCU.
This is a handoff up the left side. This is going to be to number 2, Amari DeBose.
Jay Horton
make that
there.
Andy Wisenhunt with
Here's the ball for Reinhardt.
the run there on the left side, and that's going to be good for another Reinhardt first down.
Shipman Jr., 58, the linebacker. Good hustle. Able to come from the far side of the field to help Horton on that tackle. But just like that, the Eagle offense at the 42 looking to already make this a 3-score game.
Wiggins looking to pass here. Looks to the right side, and he's got his man, and that's going to be good for a pickup there. Ronnie Chambliss with the reception. He's a redshirt freshman.
You see Devontae Lowe out there in coverage, and this is where they missed McNeil Jr., a guy that stepped up a week ago, had a solid game, and that's what we were talking about they need. You know Horton's going to be able to be on the island on one side. You're going to need to have an island on the other side so you can keep those safeties in the box.
Second down now, 34-yard line. And it's a handoff up the right side, good for a first down and more. That's number 21, Jace Jordan.
Jace Jordan on the run for Reinhardt.
For the first down, and that's going to be inside the 25 market at the 24-yard line. And right now it's a few small passes, mostly runs, but Reinhardt really working the line of scrimmage and getting some big gashes in the run game.
They need the defensive ends and the outside linebackers to stretch out just a little bit as they're getting suckered in, and that's leaving the gaps on the edges.
Wiggins with the handoff there to Stanley Logue, who takes it close to the 20-yard line, probably brought down around the 21, pickup of 4 yards.
Noah Carlson, first time we've called his name tonight, number 20, big game a week ago, along with Tyler Shoby. Shoby 24 had a huge game a week ago, and we have yet to call his name. Reinhardt doing a good job of neutralizing those two after the games they had a week ago.
Wiggins is going to hand this one off the right side, and that is going to go for 6. That's Montrellis Mosley, and that's a touchdown, and that's going to make it 21-0 with 3:37 here to go in the first quarter. And we could talk all we want now, Rob, about field position, but it's just clear right now Reinhardt just bigger, stronger, more physical up front, and it's given him this big lead here early in the game.
You can tell the difference between the seniors and the juniors and the game experience they have as well. You saw there trying to stay to the outside of the defensive end for CCU, just went upfield about 7 yards too much, and that's what opened up that hole along the edge.
Nick Marquez, the hold is good, the snap is good, and the kick is good. That's going to make it 22-0 right now. Reinhardt with the lead. They did miss an extra point earlier. Got the 2 points made up with a safety earlier in this first quarter. So Braden Wammeldorf and the Cincinnati Christian Eagles, as he puts his helmet back on, will take the field here and try to get something going on offense.
Yeah, very important. Even if they just, I know I've said it the first 3 drives, but they need to get some first downs. You're looking at a defense that's getting gashed for 6, 7, 8 yards a pop. You know, they need to be able to get some rest, get some fluids in them, be able to go over some strategy, just be able to get their legs back underneath them, and that goes inside with the offense. The offense needs to pick up a couple first downs here, try to get some momentum back on that CCU sideline. I mean, you're already down 22-0. You got to do something here.
Marquez on for the kickoff. Raymond Damon back for Cincinnati Christian. This one is going to be returnable. Damon takes it at the 1 yard line, up the right side to the 10 to the 15, looks for room on the left side, unable to cut it back, and gets brought down at the 15 yard line. In special teams right now, that's number 42, Jalen Gaines. Big tackle there for Reinhardt as the Eagles, Cincinnati Christian, will start at the 15 yard line. You know, while we have a second, Rob, I keep saying the Eagles. Both teams are the Eagles.
It's Eagle on Eagle.
So our viewers are probably confused, but usually I'm referring to Cincinnati Christian there, as Wammeldorf going to operate out of the shotgun here on 1st and 10 from the 15. Running back to his right, 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 on the left. Takes the shotgun, going to pass. It's going to be a screen pass on the right side, and brought down almost immediately, finding some a little bit of running room, but not much, is Larry Jackson Jr. And we've seen that a few times. Little bubble screens, they want a reverse. They want to get the ball into Jackson Jr.'s hands.
Yeah, but they're also doing it. It's almost an extension of the run game. Like I said before, even if it's incomplete, you're eventually going to have to put your foot into the ground and just start chucking them deep. As right here, your deepest safety is playing at 10 yards off the ball, is 35. Xavier Rhodes. Austin
Bowling to the right of Wammeldorf on this 2nd and long, and this is going to be a read option. He pitches it to Bowling. Bowling takes it across the 15 yard line, gets to about the 16, which will make it about 3rd and 9 rather. And a positive play there with the read option.
Well, we talked about Bowling 59 yards a week ago, but right there you saw how big that frame is. He gets hit at the 13, still able to get the ball over to the 16 yard line. Back to the original line of scrimmage. I really thought we'd see a lot more of him, the Centerville product, Bowling.
Bowling remains in on this 3rd and 9 on the left side. Wammeldorf looking to pass, drops back, gets under pressure, looks to run, and gets brought down. It will be a sack at the 13 yard line. And Cincinnati Christian, with just over 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter, will be forced to punt for the 3rd time today.
Even though nobody was open, he did tuck the ball and run. Really, if he was able to break that arm tackle for 13, it would have been close to a first down. He did have some green in front of him as the middle of the field. What field was vacated? It was the right read for Wallendorf. When you see that much green, you are taught to tuck and run that ball. And last week we saw almost 70 yards rushing, including 45 on one play.
Villarreal back, fields the punt, kicks it, and it's a good, clean punt for Cincinnati Christian, and it's going to bounce at the 40. No return here, and downed at the 43 yard line. So good field position again for Reinhardt, but they did field the ball, and they and that's the thing, is they did kick it. That's what led to the safety earlier. So we've seen 2 special teams miscues from both teams here early on in this game.
But now you're also seeing for the 3rd time, they're starting on the right side of the field, this time at the 43 yard line of CCU. They start the 44 and the 46. A team that, we've talked about really doesn't have problems scoring. When you shorten that field up by 40, 50 yards, it's imperative now that the defense, tighten up a little bit and close down some of those gaps.
Reinhardt with the ball, 1st and 10 at the Cincinnati Christian 43-yard line. 1:38 to go here in this opening quarter. Dylan Wiggins getting the play from the sideline, now running over for Reinhardt. Reinhardt was 13-1 a season ago. National semifinalist. James Miller, promoted from offensive coordinator and recruiting coordinator, now the head coach in his first game of the Reinhardt, or for the Reinhardt Eagles.
Even though it's his first game as a head coach at the college level, though, it kind of helps when you're the recruiting coordinator and you already know all these kids. It's sort of a familiar voice, even though now you're in charge of more than just the offense and just recruiting. It does help that you brought in a majority of these players as well, and you know, they're comfortable, they're used to that voice.
All right, we're going to get play started here. Wiggins under center on 1st and 10. He's going to send a man in motion, and this is going to be a handoff.
Ball's
and a
loose.
fumble.
Ball's loose.
And he held it. And that was interesting. I think there was an issue on the exchange there with Stanley Logue, and a smart play there, really good play by Wiggins. I think he held on to it. They had an issue with the exchange. It didn't look like it was loose, Rob, but I think he held on to it and was able to turn that into a little bit of a game.
Well, Quo Stocks, the first thing he did, he looked straight at the ground like it was expecting for him to get the ball. And that's really the first mistake we've seen from this Eagle offense.
A man in motion. He's going to hand it up the right side, and that looks like that's number 30, McClellan Lanier. Going to get about 8 yards or so. Turn this into a 3rd and manageable for Reinhardt.
Big 3rd down.
They go to the no huddle. Wiggins sends a man in motion. It's going to be a handoff again to Lanier, and it's going to be good for a 1st down as he rumbles down to the 30-yard line. And the clock will stop here with 39 seconds to go in the first quarter as the chains move.
Lanier, the ball carrier for Reinhardt.
Lanier with back-to-back carries leading to a 1st down for Reinhardt.
That would have been a big 3rd down stop for the Eagle defense, but they got another chance here. Ball still on the 30.
Wiggins under center again, sends a man in motion. He's going to throw it this time, looking downfield, goes looking deep, has a man, and that is going to be a touchdown. And that will be Dylan Wiggins' first touchdown pass of the day to number 88, Ronnie Chambliss. And big play there to end the quarter, as now it's 28-0 with 20 seconds to go in the first.
Chambliss able to use that big frame, because that's not something you see every day, is Jay Horton getting beat on one-on-one coverage, ran a post route into the end zone, and one of the few times you'll see Horton get his feet turned around, able to get back into it. By then it was too late. Good throw down the field by Wiggins.
Extra point is up and good, and Reinhardt takes a 29-0 lead here as the clock reads 20.8 seconds here to go in the first quarter. And I was wondering when Reinhardt, they had basically ran the majority of their plays. A lot of their throws were within 5 to 10 yards of the line of scrimmage. When they were going to take their shot, they do it there, and they succeed.
Well, even though, you know, they had, in their eyes, they have a comfortable 22-point lead. You know they're going to run the ball the majority. They also want to see what they have in Dylan Wiggins, you know, to be able to get past where they were at a year ago and take that next step and to get into that national final game. You have to be a little bit more diverse. You're going to have the ability to throw the football down the field. And right there you saw Wiggins has a decent right arm. Nice post route there into the back of the end zone. So they also have stuff that they're going to want to work on too, especially with their vertical passing game.
So here we go. Marquez for Reinhardt back for the kickoff here. Damon back for Cincinnati Christian to return it. Standing at his own 1-yard line. And Marquez with the kick. This will be returnable. Pretty short kick here. Damon takes it across the 15, up the right side to the 20, spins, gets brought down at the 21-yard line, and gets it across the 20, and the Eagles now will operate, Braden Wommeldorf and company, operate at the 21-yard line, probably get one more play in here before the end of the first quarter.
It's going to be decent starting field position, but when you're able to take that momentum and run up and catch it like that, maybe a little bit, less, dancing around the 20. You want to be able to just hit that hole. Look like he might have a little something to be able to pick up about 7, 8 extra yards. But once again, you keep talking about freshmen and sophomores up and down your roster. You got to get those game reps.
Wommeldorf operating out of the shotgun on 1st and 10. Garner Harris back with him. It's going to be the read option. Flips it to Garner Harris up the left side. He gets past the 20, and he's going to be brought down just past the 20 at the 21-yard line. So not much there. And this defensive line for Reinhardt, just big, athletic, and winning up front as we come to the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, and they're imposing their will, especially along that D line. But some things to build upon, able to get Garner Harris there on the edge. You just got to work on your seal block there by your left tackle and be able to get your wide receivers to get a little bit more push down the field as well.
So that's going to do it for quarter number 1. Reinhardt up big, 29-0 here at the start of the second quarter. And we're going to say farewell to Rob Roberts, who has to get out of here. He is a play-by-play man for the Oak Hills High School team, and their game got postponed until today because of inclement weather last night. So with that, we're going to welcome in Noah Ochi. Noah, I appreciate you coming in, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. Doing really well.
Well, so far, we're one quarter in. Reinhardt, obviously a national semifinalist a year ago. Definitely tough, showing how good they are up front.
Yeah, in the first quarter, you could see the size and the strength of Reinhardt kind of bullying CCU this afternoon. Shaky start, but hopefully they can stick out here in the second quarter and come back and at least show a little pride here in the second quarter.
Wommeldorf looks like he's going to operate out of the shotgun. Garner Harris to his right here. 2nd and 10 as we open the second quarter. Refs running out on the field here. Looks like we're going to get it started. And here we go, Braden Wommeldorf. In shotgun, 2 wide receivers set. Garner Harris to his right. It's going to be a handoff to Harris, and he gets met right away as he grabs the ball. And that's going to be a loss of about 3, maybe 4 yards, and that was just an instant failure. As soon as Garner Harris got it, it was a struggle on that one. It's going to bring up 3rd and 13. Wommeldorf and the Eagles in the huddle. They're going to roll with 3 wide receivers, a 2-back set. Garner Harris to his right, and Austin Bowling to Wommeldorf's left. Wommeldorf in the shotgun, and it's going to be a quick handoff to Garner Harris up the right side. Breaks a tackle, but he's only going to be able to break 1 as Javier Dyer in the backfield as well. And the senior defensive end was one of a great tandem last year with Tevin McCoy for the Reinhardt Eagles. And that's going to bring up 4th and a while for the Eagles. And it's going to be another Elijah Villarreal punt for Cincinnati Christian. Villarreal in the middle of the end zone, about 3 yards deep. Going to punt it right from the goal line. Almost blocked, not blocked. Does get it off in time. And a really good punt there under pressure there by Villarreal. And Quincy Gilbert, the linebacker for Cincinnati Christian, with a big hit, eliminates any potential return.
Personal foul roughing the kicker.
And there we go. They are gonna call running into the kicker there, and that it's a big play there. It's gonna back him up some. In fact, it's gonna be good enough. It's gonna be a 15-yard penalty and be good enough for a Cincinnati Christian Eagles first down. So it was roughing the kicker, not running into the kicker. Going to give the Eagles their first down of the day. And we've had some special teams miscues on both sides. That's a big one for Reinhardt as it extends Cincinnati Christian's offense, gives them a chance here to put some points on the board potentially. Wammeldorf going to operate out of the shotgun. One man back there with him, Austin Bowling to his right. 4 wide receivers. It's going to be a handoff to Bowling right up the middle. Bowling gets hit as he crosses the line of scrimmage, and he certainly is tough to bring down.
Austin Bowling, the ball carrier for
Does end up falling down around the 28-yard line, so not going to get much there. Just not much push from this Eagles offensive line so far this game.
Yeah, Austin Bowling always keeping his feet moving. He had a good game last week. I don't remember what his stats were, but had a good rushing game yesterday along with Gardner Harris.
Bowling going to stay in at running back to the left of Braden Wammeldorf. 2 wide receivers to his right, 2 at the bottom of the screen. Wammeldorf operating out of the shotgun on 2nd and 9. And this is going to be a read option, and he's going to pitch it. And Bowling's going to take it across the 30, deliver a boom. Really tough to bring down, and he's going to get it up to, it looks like, about the 33-yard line. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 5 now for Cincinnati Christian.
Here we go, getting a little good yardage there, make it an easy 3rd and 5.
Certainly 3rd and manageable. This is the first time today that Cincinnati Christian hasn't been in a 3rd and long. We'll see if they can convert it now. Garner Harris backing at running back on the right side. 2 wide receivers at the top, 2 wide receivers to the bottom. And Wammeldorf, read option to the right side. Garner Harris going to get it. Tries to make one man miss, spins, unable to break the tackle. Going to get taken down right at the line of scrimmage at the 33. And that will bring on Cincinnati Christian special teams unit for another punt.
Trying to stay positive, but at the end of that first quarter, CCU was in the negative yardage on all yards that first quarter. So hopefully we can get back to the positive today. It was negative 13 rushing yards with a negative 5 passing yards.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They've struggled so much up front. They haven't been able to get much positive activity. Did pick up a first down on that drive, so we'll see. We'll see if they can build on that as Villarreal back receives the snap. That's a short punt. It's going to bounce. It's going to be returned as well, and breaking a couple tackles for Reinhardt is number 29, Reggie Mack, on the return there. And he's going to get it into Cincinnati Christian Eagles, Cincinnati Christian territory into the 49. And that's the other thing you mentioned as far as field position goes, and just you mentioned the negative yardage. It's hurting the special teams unit. And virtually, I think every possession except one, Reinhardt has started in Cincinnati Christian territory.
It all started, seemed like, with that safety that started there at the 2nd possession for CCU as it went into the end zone, make it 9-0. Haven't been able to recover since.
So Reinhardt back out here. And this is going to be a read option keeper. And not finding much room, and then finding a little crease is Dylan Wiggins. Patient run there, breaking a couple tackles, and turns probably about a 2-yard loss into a 2-yard gain. Going to bring up 2nd and 8 now for Reinhardt. Wiggins going to operate out of the shotgun, a running back to his left. And he's going to throw it. Looking at the bottom of the screen, going to throw a late flag, and looks like that might be pass interference. And it did look like he got there slightly early. As that, we'll see who it's on. It looks like it'll be on number 35, Devontae Lowe.
Defensive pass interference.
The pass there was a little behind, and Devontae Lowe really didn't have to hit him before the ball got there, but a little antsy on that one. But going back to that first down play, Dylan Wiggins showed extreme athleticism there, and he's just had a pretty complete ball game today.
Yeah, there's no doubt he's thriving in this first game of the year for Reinhardt. Wiggins looking on here, 1st and 10 at Cincinnati Christian's 41-yard line. Wiggins in the shotgun, sends a man in motion, and this is this reverse that we've seen a few times today. And
oh my gosh,
he's going to reverse field. That is, and we've seen him multiple times. Koa Stocks running hard, and that's a touchdown. And he just runs with aggression. I mean, he flipped field. The helmet of number 57, Percy Roberts, came off, and
Scoring for
we've seen it
Reinhardt.
multiple times today, Noah. Koa Stocks is he runs physical, and on that run he turned it was a 41-yard touchdown where he flipped field and was able to find room on the right side.
Stocks, he just knocked the helmet off there off of Roberts, but I was hoping to see CCU just knock him out of bounds. Looked like they had the opportunity to, but maybe his speed that he's shown all day came true.
Extra point good. And Reinhardt takes a 36-0 lead here with 10:30 to go in the second quarter. And I can tell you right now, head coach of Cincinnati Christian, David Fulcher, not going to like that one. That looked like it was a potential loss, a play they've seen, and they just allowed Stocks to reverse field and take it up the right side for a touchdown.
Yeah, Fulcher wouldn't be too happy about that one. He was harping on him last week about tackling. After the first hit, everyone coming together and swarming the football there. Whew, but Stocks is impressive there. Very impressive.
Cincinnati Christian going to get the ball back here as rain continues to fall at Willard Stargell Stadium here in Cincinnati. It's a dreary day in Cincinnati, about 60 degrees. It feels like more like October right now, Noah, than it does early September.
Yeah, first 2-3 weeks on campus, sunny days, pretty warm weather, everyone wearing shorts, t-shirts, and then all of a sudden yesterday, just some downpour around the school and around Cincinnati. So continues today.
And we have the kickoff. Looks like this is going to be returned. Damon takes it up the left side to the 10, cuts back to the 15 and gets brought down.
CCU not having much success on the kick returns today. Don't know what it is. Just can't get out in front. Can't get ahead of steam going there.
Yeah, Raymond Damon has had some trouble finding room on those kickoffs. Ball will be at the 15-yard line here for the Eagles offense as Braden Wommeldorf walks onto the field. 10:23 to go here in the first half. Two wide receivers to the bottom. Garner Harris in the backfield. One wide receiver up top, and this is going to be a fake to Garner Harris. Wommeldorf looking downfield, not able to find anyone. Throws it, and it looks like he was more throwing it away than anything. Pass intended for Zachary Pickett. Pickett was the recipient last week. First play of the game, or first drive rather. Braden Wommeldorf hit him for a 75-yard touchdown against Ave Maria, but unable to link up there.
Very good pursuit there by Seth Fallen, chasing Wommeldorf out of the pocket, making him throw off balance.
It's going to bring up 2nd and 10. Wommeldorf operating out of the shotgun. Three wide receivers at the top of the screen. Garner Harris, the lone back on the right side. And this is going to be a keeper play. Wommeldorf going to get it past the line of scrimmage up to the 18-yard line, and going to bring up 3rd and 7 yards here for Cincinnati Christian. Wommeldorf getting the play from the sideline. And no, this is a big 3rd down here. They haven't had a 3rd down conversion yet today, and certainly something that the Eagles offense not only looking for, but they definitely want to build off something.
One for moral
get some
boost
momentum.
to get out there and get that first down, and also for field position.
Garner Harris to the left of Wommeldorf, operating out of the shotgun. 4 wide receivers, 2 to the bottom, 2 to the top. Wommeldorf looking, got a man, and slips out of his hands. That intended for number 5, Pee Wee Cannon. Cannon took a shot. The ball was behind him, and that's the thing. When you pass it in this kind of weather, it is hard to be accurate. The pass a little late there, a little behind Pee Wee Cannon, and that leads to him getting hit pretty big here as training staff goes out to look at him. Cannon's up. Looks like he was just a little shaken up walking off the field under his own power. Took a shot, though, on the slant. He did have a step. Unable to haul it in, though, with the ball behind him. And in this the rain certainly doesn't help when you're trying to catch a pass behind you. But Cincinnati Christian back on the field here, 9:22 to go in the second quarter. Villarreal back to punt. He's at the 1. Punts it from about the 8-yard line. A little farther than before, sends Reinhardt's returner back, able to catch it, field it cleanly, get it to Cincinnati, get it into Cincinnati Christian territory at the 49-yard line, and that is number 29, Reggie Mack, on the return. $9:13 here to go in the second quarter. Reinhardt leads 36-0. It's been a battle of up front as the national semifinalists from a year ago, having a new coach in place, James Miller, still looking like they haven't missed a beat in this first game here of the 2017 season for the Reinhardt Eagles. They played, Cincinnati Christian played at Reinhardt a year ago, falling to Reinhardt 73-0. And let's get back to the action here as we got a handoff up the right side. And this is going to go down to the 45-yard line. And we do have a new quarterback in. So new quarterback as well. Billy Hall, a freshman from Scott, Tennessee, in at quarterback for Reinhardt. And he's going to hand it off up the middle. And this is number 30, McClellan Lanier. And we've seen him multiple times today. Gets it close to a first down, about a yard short of a Reinhardt first down. And they're going to run the no huddle. Hall takes the snap, and it's another handoff. Lanier up the right side, breaking more tackles, and gets it inside the 30, close to the 25-yard line. Dustin Valentino brought him down for the Eagles at the 26-yard line. And right now, Billy Hall, in his first drive, just had to hand it off a few times for Reinhardt, but certainly gaining yardage. Not much difference whether it's Hall in there or the first couple series we saw with Wiggins. Hall going to operate out of the shotgun on this one. Malik, and going to fumble that one. And there you go. There's the difference. You put the backup in with some rainy-like conditions. Hall unable to field that one cleanly. And Cincinnati Christian able to get the sack.
There we go. That's what we like to see. Good pursuit there by Vince Hill and company. Like you said, freshman getting in there, getting a couple handoffs to get them acclimated to the game, and then, oops, little fumble.
Yep, there you go. And that's going to bring him back to the 32-yard line on 2nd and down. Make it 2nd and 16 now for Reinhardt. Hall lining up in the shotgun. And he's going to hand it off in a trip there. And a penalty flag came in at the end. The handoff there looks like that was to Malik Gibson.
Illegal procedure called on Reinhardt.
And it'll be a legal procedure declined by the Eagles. A legal procedure on Reinhardt. So that's going to bring up 3rd and a ways now for Reinhardt. They got to get the ball all the way down to the 16-yard line. Hall under center for this 3rd down. Lanier in the backfield now. No, I would imagine they would, with a freshman quarterback, I would assume that this would be a run play. We'll see what Reinhardt does. Hall sends a man in motion, and it's going to be a play action. He's going to roll out. He's going to slip, and the ball slipped out of his hands, and Cincinnati Christian able to scoop it up, and that is number 75, Dustin Valentino. So 2 big plays there from Dustin, and the Cincinnati Christian Eagles getting a big boost there, maybe a little momentum as Hall, as you can see on this replay, Hall, the ball just slips out. Valentino there wisely picks it up.
Yeah, Valentino, 2 back-to-back good plays, one on the sack and one on the miscue, but both miscues there by Reinhardt's freshman Billy Hall.
So now with 6:58 to go here in the first half, Braden Wommeldorf on for the Cincinnati Christian Eagles. The offense getting back out there, trying to get something started today. Garner Harris on the right side. 4 wide receivers, 2 at the bottom, 2 at the top of the screen. And this play is blown dead. This was a handoff up the middle. Garner Harris with a load of steam. And we'll see what the call is on the field. And it's going to be a false start on Cincinnati Christian. So the ball was at the 38. That'll mark them back to the 33-yard line, bring up 1st and 15. And for an offense that struggled all day, that's not what you want to see on first down following a big turnover forced by your defense.
No, going back. Same thing we talked about with the field position. Got some good field position here starting at the 39 and then quickly going back 5.
4 wide receiver set. Wommeldorf still operating out of the shotgun. Garner Harris to his right. He's going to hand it off to Harris up the middle. Harris looks to find a little running room. Gets across the 35 to the 37-yard line. And that'll be a pickup of about 3. Get 3 of the 5 yards back, maybe 3.5, and it's going to bring up 2nd and 11. I'm going to call that 2nd and 12. Looks more like 2nd and 12 as Wommeldorf heads into the huddle. 2 running backs in the game now as Austin Bowling checks in. Bowling going to be to operate in the fullback position. Handoff off the left side to Garner Harris. Harris going to get to the 38-yard line, back to the original line of scrimmage, and it's going to bring up 3rd and a long 10 yards for Cincinnati Christian. So Noah, they pick up, they force a turnover, get a big turnover, hoping that it leads to more, but that penalty kind of sets them back on this drive. We'll see if they can get out of it here on 3rd and long.
Yeah, short 3rd and 5 turns into a long 3rd and 10 very quickly with that penalty. Look for Wollmendorf looking for Jackson out there in the slot. He was big last week.
Wommeldorf operating out of the shotgun. Garner Harris to his left, and Cincinnati Christian going to take a timeout here. Big 3rd down. Coach Fulcher came up and called a timeout here.
I like that timeout. Get everything situated. If you're going to be throwing it in this weather, might as well have everyone right on the same page.
No doubt about that. And certainly because with 5:16 to go, this might be their final possession of the half. You want to try to see if you can get some kind of momentum going heading into halftime. And I'll tell you one thing, they lost to this team, these Reinhardt national semifinalists a year ago, 73-0 at their place. There's nothing Coach Fulcher, even at this point, wants than to get some points up on that scoreboard. James Rapine and Noah Ochi here with you on Waycross Television, Cincinnati Christian Athletics.com. Thank you for tuning in today on a gloomy day in Cincinnati. The Eagles' second game of the year. They played last week, lost to Ave Maria here at Willard Stargell Stadium, 36-21. Offense certainly had some glimpses of explosion last week, putting up to 21 points. This week, not as much. Have found it tough sledding against that tough Reinhardt front. And that one on 3rd down, pressure right away. And Wommeldorf just throws it away. Kind of a dangerous pass with Reinhardt defenders around, but it's going to fall incomplete. And following the timeout, unable to get a completion there, and this is going to bring on another punt for Cincinnati Christian.
Once again, trying to stay positive, but that O-line continually getting bullied from the get-go. Wollmendorf nowhere to go after the timeout. Hopefully you'd expect them to be refreshed a little bit, ready to go on the same page, but just let 2 defenders right in.
All right, and that punt drops and it trickles down to the 25-yard line. So that is a good punt by Villarreal. And with 4:59 to go here in the first half, Reinhardt coming off of a turnover. Freshman quarterback Billy Hall getting his first collegiate action this season with a fumble last possession for Reinhardt. So we'll see now if Cincinnati Christian can force him into another mistake and maybe set up their offense for what could be a good field position. I think that's something they should certainly hope for here before halftime. Hall back in, this time under center. Lanier in the backfield, sends a man in motion. It's going to be a handoff up the right side, and this is going to go for a big gain. First down and more. And that's going to be Reggie Mack around the right side. And Mack there showing his speed, getting it up to the 38-yard line. Nick Harris in the backfield now as Hall sends a man in motion. Hands it off up the middle for a pickup of about 3 yards. That is number 25, Quani Green.
Continually, we keep seeing Reinhardt put that tight end in motion and bring a little the end around from the slot or the tight end position, handing it off to Mack.
Hall again operating under center. They're not putting him in the shotgun much, sends another man in motion. And this is going to be a handoff right up the middle. And Nick Harris on the carry there gets it across the 45-yard line up to the 47 for Reinhardt. That's going to bring up 3rd and short.
Reinhardt is seeing, I believe, oh, here we go, Shobi with his helmet off.
The refs switch out the balls. With the rain, that's no surprise. Wanting to get a dry ball for the Reinhardt offense on this big 3rd down as the clock continues to move here. Under 3:30 to go in this first half. Reinhardt up 36-0 here in this one. The rain continuing to fall. Big 3rd down here for Cincinnati Christian. Hall sends a man in motion, and it's going to be a handoff up the left side. Can he get the edge? He gets the edge. Will it be enough for the first down? And that is Andy Wisenant. And it is close. And it looks like they're going to measure. That is a really close. And it looks like they're going to move the chain. So just enough there on the handoff. And going to move the chains for Reinhardt as they still operate out of that no huddle.
Great speed there on the end by Andy Weinsnett to burst for that first down.
Hall now takes the shotgun snap, handoff around the right side. And we've seen that play multiple times. Reggie Mack with his speed gets it across the 45 down to the 44-yard line of Cincinnati Christian.
Reinhardt has just great athleticism, and they have the men to continually sub in and out. They're going through that rotation of Harris, Smith, and Weinsnett for the run game. Just wearing down the CCU defense.
Billy Hall in shotgun. Sends a man in motion. He's going to keep it. Keeps it up the right side. Gets it across the 40 down to the 38-yard line. And that's going to be a pickup of 6 for Reinhardt, and good enough to move the chains.
And when the running backs get tired, you send out the $170 quarterback to gain a few.
No doubt. We've seen a lot in the run game today on a rainy day from Reinhardt. They're really winning up front on both sides of the ball. Handoff up the middle again. And this time, breaking tackle after tackle is McClellan Lanier, who we've seen multiple times today. Lanier didn't have much to go there, didn't get much overall, but was able to break multiple tackles to turn a negative into what looked like a negative play into a positive one. So to bring up 2nd down and 9 for Reinhardt. Under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Billy Hall going to operate right under center. Nick Harris in the backfield. Sends a man in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Harris up the middle. And he gets across the 35 down to the 33-yard line. And even on a short run like this, just getting the push up the middle, it's something we've seen from Reinhardt, and defended well by CCU, but you could still see the push on the replay. That's something Reinhardt's gotten pretty much all day.
Yeah, normally in this situation you would see the offense calling the timeout, but CCU looks drained, chugging the water bottles down there on the field.
Yeah,
Needing a rest.
A big possession for them, just to try to get some kind of momentum here, heading into halftime. It's raining. They're getting beat up front. They're playing a national semifinalist from a year ago, a team that won or lost 1 game a season ago, and there's no doubt you want to try to get better. Use the next half of football to do that. What better way to do that, Noah, than to have some kind of momentum going into halftime?
Yes, and great competition here, great chance and opportunity to learn from a team as skilled as Reinhardt, being number 3 in the nation.
Refs blow the whistle here, and the defense going to jog back out there here in a second. Reinhardt traveled well today, and plenty of Cincinnati Christian fans in the stands as well, despite the weather. Plenty of umbrellas, plenty of hats, no sunglasses. Haven't seen any sunglasses, Noah. All right, so let's get it 3rd and 6 here. Hall's going to operate out of the shotgun, sends a man in motion, and it's going to be a throw. Looking up the right side, doesn't find anyone, going to run. Will it be good enough for a first down? Takes a big hit. Hall dives forward. We'll see where they mark it. It looks like it's going to be good enough for a first down. He got down to the 27-yard line, and Hall there, we saw a turnover on his first possession there, makes a wise decision. Couldn't find anyone open, runs it, and picks up a first down for Reinhardt.
Way to tuck it, saw no options, and then great pursuit by Percy Roberts, putting a big hit on the freshman quarterback.
Yeah, if they're going to run like that, if quarterbacks are going to run, you got to make them feel it a little bit. Looks like they're going to keep it on the ground here. Handoff to Harris up the middle. He's going to get it down to across the 25, down to the 23-yard line. And we're under a minute to go here. 2nd and 7 on the 23-yard line, 45 seconds.
Almost looks like Reinhardt going a little slow here. Maybe don't want to burn a timeout. CCU comfortable letting them take their time, try to hold them up for a field goal.
Yeah, we'll see here if they get that far. Clock now approaching 30 seconds. Hall sends a man in motion. He's going to throw it now. Looking downfield, has a man, and it is caught. And that's going to be number 87 there, Ethan Morris, on the reception. And going to get it down to the 12-yard line or so. 13 make it. And with 15 seconds to go here, the clock continues to tick. We'll see if Reinhardt gets off another play before halftime.
Beautiful rollout there by Hall, just pretty smooth and right on target, and where only the receiver could catch it.
And it looks like Reinhardt is Reinhardt took a timeout there, so they're going to get one final play before halftime.
Reinhardt calls their first time.
And it'll be interesting to see here what they do, Noah. Do they want to kick a field goal? Is that what they want to do in these kind of conditions? Do they want to run a one-play type of scenario just to get themselves some experience? It looks like I'm seeing their special teams come on the field. So
I think with the lead, you want to see the special teams give kicker Matthew Reese an opportunity. He's shown, even with the extra points, he's very solid and off the kickoffs. He's been very impressive today. Excuse me, I think Nick Marquez.
And Marquez is out there to attempt the field goal. This is going to be a 29-yard field goal attempt. Rain coming down, and Reinhardt had a botched snap earlier on an extra point, so why not for head coach James Miller? Get their special teams in practice. Snap good, hold down, kick up. Kick is through, and Marquez puts it through, and that's going to give Reinhardt a 39-0 lead heading into halftime here at Willard Stargell Stadium. Cincinnati Christian heading to the locker room. Not the first half they wanted to see, but they knew when they were going to take on and set to take on a national semifinalist, a team that went 13-1 a year ago, that today was going to be a tough one. He's Noah Ochi. I'm James Rapine here, and we will be back with more with all of the second half action. Welcome back into Willard Stargell Stadium. I'm James Rapine with you as Cincinnati Christian takes the field here for the second half against Reinhardt, and they trail 39-0 on a dreary, rainy, pretty chilly September day here in Cincinnati. Let's get you caught up on a few stats before we start the second half. It was all Reinhardt dominating up front in the first half. The national semifinalists from a year ago came out and dominated up front early on both sides of the ball, racking up 388 all-purpose yards. Meanwhile, the Cincinnati Christian Eagles struggled for the majority of the day. Austin Bowling did get find a little room on the ground with 8 yards on the ground, but certainly something we'll have to watch here in the second half is if Cincinnati Christian can get off the get their offense going, and it looks like they're going to kick off to start this second half.
Montel McKenzie kicking off for CCU.
And the kickoff fielded up the right side. Reinhardt going to take it across the 50. Big return to the 40, breaking tackles, and he finds some more room, and I think he's going to take it all the way. And that is Reggie Mack, and does get brought down. Huge return, though. Almost took that one the distance inside the Cincinnati Christian 15-yard line. And Reinhardt picking up right where it left off. Looks like he might have lost the ball maybe at the end of that, but Reinhardt now on the 15-yard line, 1st and 10. Freshman quarterback Billy Hall back out there. We saw him towards the end of the first half. He's going to operate under center on 1st and 10. Sends a man in motion, and he's going to hand it off up the middle. Lanier is going to take that ball down to the 12-yard line for Reinhardt. Pickup of 3 on 1st and 10.
Nick Harris, the ball carrier for a gain of 4. 2nd down and 6.
Nick Harris in the backfield. Hall under center, sends a man in motion. Going to hand it off to the motion man. Stays on his feet, and that's going to be a touchdown now, and that's Lanier into the end zone, his first touchdown of the day. Reinhardt finds the end zone less than a minute into the third quarter after the huge kickoff return from Mack, and that makes it 45-0 here with 14:11 to go in the third quarter. Junior Nick Marquez on for the extra point, was perfect in the first half, 1 for 1 from field goals, perfect on extra points. That one up and good, flag down. Looks like the play will stand to make it 46-0 here for Reinhardt early in the third quarter. Offsides, that will be declined by Reinhardt. And as you see there, Lanier just running through and finding a crease, bouncing off of Cincinnati Christian defenders and finding the end zone for 6. We'll see what Cincinnati Christian's offense can do. It was trouble. It was hard to for them to find any type of offense in the first half. Raymond Damon back to return this kickoff.
Nick Marquez kicking off for Reinhardt.
In the first half, he racked up 67 return yards, but still had some trouble finding a crease to break any kind of significant return. We'll see how the coverage team, how the kick return team does here for the Eagles. Damon standing at his own 3-yard line. Gonna come up from this one, returns it starting at his 5, up to the 10, cuts it back, finds a lane, across the 20 to the 25, up to the 28-yard line before he's brought down. That's his first, the biggest return of the day. Make that about a 22-yard return. It was a good cutback, as you see him right there, cut back and got up to the 29-yard line, and that was the first time where you saw him kind of plant and just go. And now with 14:05, the Eagles offense will take the field at the 29. Braden Wommeldorf will operate out of the shotgun. Garner Harris in the backfield. 2 wide receivers at the bottom of your screen. 1 at the top. Wommeldorf going to keep it, read option, pitches it out to Garner Harris, who gets hit, breaks a tackle, gets hit by 2 other Reinhardt defenders and gets brought down at the 26-yard line. It's going to be a loss of a couple there. And that's something we saw in the first half, is just Reinhardt's defenders, as you see Garner Harris break a tackle, they're getting the penetration and able to force missed tackles. Harris makes a couple men miss there, breaks a tackle or 2, still unable to get any kind of positive yardage. Braden Wommeldorf going to operate out of the shotgun again. 2 wide receivers at the bottom of the screen, 2 at the top. Garner Harris, as you could see, to his right. Be 2nd and 12 on the 27. He takes the shotgun snap, and it's going to be a handoff to Harris up the middle, who spins and gets met right after a spin move at the 28-yard line. Be a pickup of about 1 yard, as Harris is a little slow to get up. And you can see the penetration there right away. Actually ran into one of his own guys and spins as the Reinhardt defensive line coming up big again. And we've seen them kind of establish their dominance throughout this game. Wommeldorf on 3rd and 11. Shotgun. 1 running back in the backfield. 2 wide receivers looking downfield. He's going to buy some time. Now he's going to run it. Gets across to the 30, to the 35. Runs out of bounds at the 36-yard line. It's going to be a pickup of about 8 yards on 3rd and 11. And it looks like Cincinnati Christian will be forced to punt again as the special teams unit's jogging onto the field.
Elijah Villarreal on to punt for CCU.
Elijah Villarreal on to punt again for Cincinnati Christian. And they had their struggles in the first 6 quarters of this season. They had a block punt last week against Ave Maria. This week, a safety as a result of just a bad snap early in this game in the first half. Snap is good. Villarreal holds it, kicks it. And this one looks returnable. Fair catch by Mack at the 33, make it the 34-yard line.
At the CCU,
and that is where Reinhardt will take over with 11:41 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 46-0 right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? If Matthew Bergman is in the stadium, please report to the press box. Matthew Bergman.
James Miller making his head coaching debut for the Reinhardt Eagles. And this is a team that was a national semifinalist 1 season ago. Just really exerting themselves up front early on in this one. A lot of rushing attack that's been the difference here, and certainly been a big part of what they're doing as they look to potentially run it again there with Hall, the freshman quarterback, but a penalty as the ref blows it dead.
False start is
And that's
called
going to
on
be a false
Reinhardt,
start and
5-yard
back
penalty.
up Reinhardt 5 yards.
Still first down.
Moving it back to the 29-yard line. 1st and 15 now for freshman quarterback Billy Hall and the Reinhardt Eagles. He's going to operate out of the shotgun. And he's going to hand it off up the right side. And there is some running room there for number 25, Kwani Green. Gets it across the 30 to the 31-yard line. And they're going to run the no huddle. Hall looking to the sideline for a play.
For Reinhardt, Tyler showed with the stop.
And with a freshman quarterback, they're not huddling up, but they're not moving necessarily super quick here, as you would normally see in a no huddle. Hall going to operate under center. Sends a man in motion, hands it off to the motion man up the left side here. Penalty flag down, and that is Green again. Gets it to the 34-yard line.
Kwani Green, the ball carrier. Penalty marker on the play.
We'll wait to see the call. It was in the area of holding.
Personal foul, chop block.
And a
is called
chop
on
block has been
Reinhardt.
called now on Reinhardt, so that's going to back him up even farther and give Cincinnati Christian, the defense, a bit of a boost here. Going to move them all the way back to what looks to be the 19-yard line. The first down markers all the way up at the 44. Hall sends a man in motion, hands it straight up the middle, and there is some running room there for number 42, Caleb Shadwick, as he gets it across the 20-yard line. It's going to be marked
Shadwick
at the 26.
For Reinhardt.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 18 at the 26-yard line. The Cincinnati Christian defense finds himself in an unfamiliar position here, 3rd and long. Good opportunity to get off the field and get the ball back to its offense. Hall under center, sends a man in motion. Play action, looking downfield, not finding anyone. Pass rush coming, eludes one tackler, eludes another, breaks 2 tackles. Unable to get rid of the ball though. That's gonna go, gets pushed out of bounds as Cincinnati Christian, the pass rush there, was able to get to him, make him uncomfortable. And that's gonna bring up 4th in a long ways. That'll go in the books as a sack, back him up to the 21-yard line. And Nick Marquez on to punt now for Reinhardt.
Marquez on to punt for Reinhardt. Raymond Damon and Pee Wee Cannon returning for CCU.
Cincinnati Christian's punt return team on the field now. And there's a botched punt, fumble, and the muff punt. Who picks that one up? It definitely appeared to be touched by Cincinnati Christian, and that is not what you want to see. Pee Wee Cannon was back there, and it looks like it's going to be Reinhardt football, and that is a worst-case scenario for Cincinnati Christian. They force Reinhardt into a long 3rd and long. Defense gets off the field, and a special teams gaffe cost them, as now it looks like it's going to be Reinhardt football at the 39-yard line. And here you see the punt return, and it bounces, and it hits a Cincinnati Christian player. Looks like that might have been number 8, Christian Williams. All right, so Reinhardt back in business now. Cincinnati Christian's defense, they got off the field once. Now they're in their own territory, having to do it again. Reinhardt with an end around to Mack around the left side, unable to find any room there. Good tackle on that one by number 24, Tyler Shoby. Ball at the 38-yard line, 2nd and 9. Clock ticks under 9 minutes to go in this third quarter. Billy Hall sends a man in motion, going to hand it to that man, and that's Mack around the right side. And we've seen a heavy dose now of Reggie Mack, the senior running back. Plenty of speed. That time was met almost right away. And that's a look you're going to see quite often. Cincinnati Christian getting used to that, bringing them down pretty quickly, bringing up 3rd and long now for Reinhardt. Well, 3rd and manageable, I should say, 3rd and 4. Hall going to operate under center for this 3rd down. Sends a man in motion, going to hand it to him again, and that is Mack. And he gets brought down close to the 1st down. Where will they spot it? It looks really close. And there you see Reggie Mack jogging off to the sideline. He's earned his Gatorade as he's gotten plenty of touches here this afternoon. Will be good for a 1st down at the 29-yard line. Billy Hall under center. Nick Harris in the backfield, and it will be handed off to Lanier. Make that not Lanier. That'll actually be Jace Jordan, a freshman from Mount Zion, Georgia. Pickup of 3 on 1st down. Reinhardt gets it down to the 26-yard line. Hall sends a man in motion and hands it around the end around. Penalty flag near the play comes down. Kwani Green was the ball carrier on that play.
For Reinhardt, penalty marker.
Clock stopped at 7:08 here at Willard Stargell Stadium in Cincinnati. This is going to be another personal foul. This is the 2nd drive in a row that Reinhardt has been hit with a personal foul penalty for a chop block, and that's going to back them up to the 39-yard line. 1st down all the way at the Cincinnati Christian 19, so it'll be 2nd and 20 to go. Billy Hall operating under center. And he's going to hand it off. And not much running room there. Jalen, make that Caleb Shadwick, unable to find much running room. Big play there for Cincinnati Christian. Going to bring up 3rd and long. And that's exactly what you needed if you're Cincinnati Christian's defense. You just got the benefit of a penalty. Able to come up and make a big play on 2nd down to make this 3rd down very, very challenging for a freshman quarterback to pick up. 3rd and 20 now. Clock approaching 6 minutes in the 3rd quarter. Billy Hall operating out of the shotgun, and he's going to keep it up the middle. Cincinnati Christian defender loses a helmet. And I think that's the 2nd time today. 57, Percy Robertson on that tackle. 2nd time today he's lost his helmet, but big tackle there. And that's going to bring up 4th down for Reinhardt as the Cincinnati Christian defense holds after getting put in a tough position with a muffed punt. So it's going to be 4th and 15 in no man's land on the 35, and it looks like Reinhardt going to go for it here. Billy Hall going to operate out of the shotgun. 2 backs, 1 to his right, sends a man in motion, hands it to him along the left side. Good blocking, but not good enough, and a big play there for Cincinnati Christian getting off the field. And that is
Valentino with the stop for CCU, a turnover on downs.
a big play there. Number 75, Dustin Valentino on the play. We've seen him recover a fumble. We've seen him pick up a sack today. Now a big play on 4th down. And the defense holds strong. Now Cincinnati Christian's offense, Braden Wammeldorf and company, head back out there looking for their first points of the day. All right, and on 1st down, Wammeldorf hands it off up the middle.
Austin Bowling.
And that's going to be to Austin Bowling, who was a bright spot last week, has been tough to bring down this week, even though it's been there's been very little running room for the Eagles' rushing attack. And there gets it up to 37-yard line or so, pick up a 5, and that's a good gain on 1st down, something we haven't seen from the Eagles' offense much today. And it's led to a lot of 3rd and longs. So a good pickup on 1st down. Braden Wammeldorf in the shotgun. Garner Harris to his right. 2 wide receivers at the top of the screen, 2 at the bottom. Motioning Harris. Wammeldorf takes the shotgun snap, hands it off to Harris up the middle. Harris, not much running room. Picks up maybe a yard up to the 38-yard line.
Garner Harris, gain of 1.
And you can see there, number 98, Matthew Reese, make that Brennan Holden for Reinhardt, with just moving and opening things up for that Reinhardt defensive line. And kind of ending that run for Garner Harris. So Austin Bowling to the right of Braden Wammeldorf on a big 3rd down here for Cincinnati Christian. Wammeldorf takes the shotgun snap. It's going to be a handoff to Bowling, who doesn't have much running room at all. Pushes forward, as he so often does. May have gotten a yard up to the 39-yard line. Looks like that's going to bring up 4th down for the Eagles. And it appeared at first like the Eagles were considering going for it there. Special teams, punt team, took a second before they were given the go to go out, but they will punt here as the clock continues to tick away, approaching 3 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. Elijah Villarreal back, and he punts the ball. This is a good one, might have been his best of the day, takes an Eagles bounce. Will it be inside the 5, slowing down, dying? And that's at the 1. Do they down it there?
Elijah Villarreal's punt is down at the 1-yard line.
And they are going to down it at the 1. What a great play there. The returner, Mack, let it bounce there because it was over his head. He wasn't ready for it. And here's the dangerous play here. The fact that his hand was hitting it while you see it there, number 48 for Cincinnati Christian, Nick Cox. His feet were in the end zone. Cincinnati Christian gets a break there. Should have potentially been, you could have made the argument, a touchback up to the 25-yard line. Instead, Reinhardt going to have to operate inside the 1 or at the 1-yard line. And this Cincinnati Christian defense has held up pretty well this quarter. Back-to-back punts for Reinhardt, or back-to-back turnovers on downs rather for Reinhardt. In this 1st down play, not much there, a run up the middle. Be 2nd and 8 on the 3-yard line. Nick Harris is in the backfield. Hall sends a man in motion, hands it off to Harris, and that play is blown dead.
penalty before the snap. False start on Reinhardt.
And that's going to be a false start. So that is the third penalty on Reinhardt's offense in as many drives. And they found themselves in 3rd and 20 plus back-to-back possessions, now backed up on their own goal line at the 2-yard line, 2nd and 9. Billy Hall playing in his first collegiate game. Sent a man in motion. Now a handoff to him around the left side. And that is Lanier on the left side. Gets up to the 5, maybe the 6-yard line. And you see there, Lanier finds some running room, but Cincinnati Christian in good pursuit. They're going to mark the ball at the 6. Ball needing to get up to the 11 for a first down. Handoff up the left side, and Cincinnati Christian sniffs it out right away. And it's going to force another Reinhardt punt here, and Cincinnati Christian's defense has played very well. A turnover on downs, a punt, potentially another punt here, and the only points they gave up this quarter were really because they started on their own 12-yard line after a huge kick return from Reinhardt. So David Fulcher, head coach of the Eagles, as we know, he was a great safety in his time, has to like what he's seeing from his defense in this 3rd quarter, not allowing a redshirt freshman in this Reinhardt Eagles offense run up and down the field as much as they were doing in the first half. Nick Marquez back to punt it here. We have a whistle. Reinhardt called a timeout, and that finds themselves in an interesting position now. Ball on the 6-yard line, punting from their own end zone. Nick Marquez will punt for Reinhardt. You look at the Cincinnati Christian special teams unit. The last time they went back for a punt, it bounced and hit a Cincinnati Christian player, and it went back to Reinhardt. Reinhardt recovered. So that's something this time out, as much as, even though Reinhardt took it, it's something that I'm sure Cincinnati Christian coaches were happy about, to have one more conversation with their special teams unit. Raymond Damon, you see him, he is back, as well as Pee Wee Cannon. And we have the punt. The punt is up. Fair catch signaled for, and fair catch completed there. Damon pulls it in, and we've seen him all day on kick returns. Ball going to be marked at the 47, and for the first time today, Cincinnati Christian will be in Reinhardt territory to start a drive, and this is a big opportunity for Braden Wommeldorf. This is a big opportunity for this offense to put up some points as it trails 46-0 with 48 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Wommeldorf going to operate out of the shotgun. He's going to hand it off up the middle. Not much running room there at all. That is number 31 there on that one. Darwan Stroud. Darwan Stroud unable to find much running room there. Gets it maybe a yard at the most, if that. And Stroud in again on this play to the left of Wommeldorf. 2 wide receivers to Wommeldorf's left, 2 to his right. 2nd and 10 for the Eagles, and it looks like they are going to let time run out here as the 3rd quarter will come to a close. And the Eagles 3 quarters in here against the national runner-ups, national semifinalists from a year ago. The Reinhardt Eagles coming in here and exerting their dominance. They were up 39-0 entering that 3rd quarter. And the Cincinnati Christian defense stepped up, played pretty well here in the third. Didn't break really at all. The only touchdown they gave up was because of a big kickoff return from Reinhardt. So the defense showing a bit. Now Cincinnati Christian hoping to get some offense.
We would also like to thank Dr. Michael Chen for his work and commitment to CCU athletics.
They played Reinhardt a year ago, and it was on the road, and the Eagles lost 73-0 in that game. The next 15 minutes here, you got to think they would love to get some points up on that board against Reinhardt. Wammeldorf going to operate out of the shotgun on this 2nd and 10 play to start the 4th quarter. Stroud, the running back, to Wammeldorf's left. 2 receivers at the bottom of your screen, 2 at the top of your screen. Takes the shotgun snap. Going to throw it to the right side and completed. And that is good for a pickup of about 5 yards or so for Cincinnati Christian. And that's Ace Williams on the reception. And you see Wammeldorf, quick read, play action, finds his man. Immediately brought down, but that's a pickup. Going to get it down to the 44-yard line. Pickup of about 3 yards. Going to bring up 3rd and 7 to go here, the 44-yard line. Wammeldorf has 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen. He's going to take the shotgun snap, and it's going to be a read option play. Wammeldorf looking for running room. Not much there. Gets it back to the line of scrimmage at the 44, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 7. And as you'd expect, in this 4th quarter, Cincinnati Christian in Reinhardt territory. This is 4 down territory for the Eagles. 4th and 7. Clock just under 13:30 here to go in this game. Wammeldorf takes the snap, looks right, finds a man, and pass low. That intended for number 27, Isaiah Hanna. And unable to bring that in, was well short of the 1st down, even if he was able to catch it. So that will be it for the Eagles offense, and on comes the defense that played very well so far in the 2nd half. First and 10 for Reinhardt. Sends a man in motion. He's going to hand it off to Mack, who we've seen all day, and he finds some room, gets some running room, cuts it back, spins, and gets it inside the Cincinnati Christian 40, inside the 35 to the 33-yard line. Reggie Mack has been electrifying all day for Reinhardt, and you see it again there. He's just playmaking ability and vision, able to find the lane, pick it, and go. Good hustle on that play as we see a fumbled snap on that one. But good hustle on the run by Mack. Cincinnati Christian defenders getting downfield, catching up with him. And Reinhardt has put in a new quarterback, redshirt freshman Nick Patterson in now under center. So 3rd quarterback we've seen today for Reinhardt. This is going to be a handoff up the right side, and Mack finds a little room, gets it right back to the line of scrimmage after he dodges a couple of Eagles defenders.
Carlos Love on the stop for CCU.
Carlos Love picked up the stop there, and the clock approaching 12 minutes in this game. Nick Patterson going to operate out of the shotgun. And he's going to throw it. And that is high. Pass intended for Lanier, McClellan Lanier, who we've seen today multiple times get the ball in his hands. It's going to bring up 4th down now. 4th and 9, and they're going to leave the offense out there. Nick Patterson hands it off to Harris. Make that Lanier, who gets brought down. Big tackle there for Cincinnati Christian. And just like that, the offense gets the ball back. Percy Roberts in on the stop. And as you see him bring him down there, good tackle, getting the legs of the runner for Reinhardt. And 11:37 to go. The Eagles will get the ball back, and you wonder how many more possessions they're going to get in this game. The defense has given them some chances here, and we have a new quarterback for the Eagles now. We saw him last week. Derek Taylor in at quarterback, played last week against Ave Maria. Starts now in the shotgun, going to hand it off. And there is a couple yards there, picks up a couple on the first down play. Taylor last week finished 9 of 21 for 22 yards. He came on for Wommeldorf after Wommeldorf left with an injury. Now coming in to see if he can give this offense a spark in the 4th quarter. Taylor operating out of the shotgun. 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right, 1 running back in the backfield. Hands it off up the middle, and there's some running room. That's number 48, Nick Cox, runs all the way up to the 46-yard line. That's going to be good for a first down. And you see the lane there. There hasn't been many lanes today. And a good job there by the Cincinnati Christian offensive line to give him a lane to run through. Cox to find it and pick up a first down here for this Eagles offense. Derek Taylor operating out of the shotgun. Running back to his left, 4 wide receiver set. It's going to be a handoff straight up the middle. Up to the 50-yard line, and that's number 31. Deron Stroud with the run up to the 50. 4 yards on first down, and this offense now starting to move the ball a little bit on the ground here. Derek Taylor operating out of the shotgun again here on 2nd and 6. He's going to throw it, looking at the bottom of his screen, throws it, has his man. Big hit there, but it is completed. And that is to number 81 there, Ace Williams, his 2nd reception of the day.
Number 81, Jaden Killings. Gain of 5, 3rd down and 1.
Make that Jaden Killings on the reception, his 2nd of the day. And Cincinnati Christian now 3rd and 1. Taylor takes the snap, handoff up the middle, and that's going to be good for a first down. And this offense starting to move the ball a little bit. Nick Cox picking up his 2nd first down of the day.
Nick Cox with a gain of 4. First down, CCU.
Under 9 minutes to go in this one. Cincinnati Christian picks up its 2nd first down of the drive. They are in Reinhardt territory at the 42-yard line. Taylor in the shotgun, going to look to throw again. Going deep this time and wide open, and this is going to go for 6, a touchdown pass. Cincinnati Christian with a huge play there. and they get on the board. That's number 82, Chris Hernandez, with a huge touchdown. And you see Taylor here drop back right away, saw the coverage, had his mind made up and wide open, and Hernandez waiting for it, blew past the Reinhardt defender, and that's a touchdown for Cincinnati Christian on the board now with 8:32 to go in this one. Extra point is up. Extra point is good, and that's Trey Miles knocking that one through. And with 8:32 to go, it's 46-7. Cincinnati Christian gets on the board, and Derek Taylor has the first touchdown pass of his young Eagles career. And there you see it again, just wide open. And Chris Hernandez, the beneficiary of that one, 42-yard touchdown pass on that one. Just a miscommunication by Reinhardt, and Cincinnati Christian able to take advantage and use that to get on the board here today with 8:32 to go in the game. It's great to have you joining us here on Waycross Television and CCUathletics.com. I'm James Rapine.
Will kick off for CCU.
Cincinnati Christian has certainly had a better half against Reinhardt. They're faring a lot better on both ends of the ball as we see this kickoff here. Cincinnati Christian able to bring down the returner at the 32, make it the 33-yard line is where they're going to spot it.
The ball out to the Reinhardt 32-yard line.
Cincinnati Christian's defense has gotten 3 straight stops. Can they do it again here? First and 10 for Reinhardt. Nick Patterson remains in at quarterback for the Eagles. He hands it off up the middle to number 42, Caleb Shadwick. Gets brought down after a gain of 3, make that 4 yards. It's going to be a handoff again. Shadwick looking for running room, not finding much. CCU all over it. There was a gang of tacklers in on that play. Devin Boyer and others in on the tackle. Huge play there. That was 3rd and 2, blown up. And that's going to force a 4th down for Reinhardt. That is number 96, Alvin Burke, with a huge play. And bring up 4th and 6. And that is what you want to see from this Eagles defense. They're playing physical, and it's going to force Reinhardt to punt here as we approach. The clock ticks under 7 minutes to go in this one. Nick Marquez back to punt for Reinhardt. He cleans it, fields it cleanly, gets the kick up. Fair catch called for, fair catch caught there, and that's Pee Wee Cannon back to take the fair catch. It'll be marked at the 19-yard line. He had to retreat on that one. Good job to not only keep his footing on a wet field, but make a play on the ball and secure it. 6:36 to go. in this fourth quarter. Derek Taylor back on the field after throwing his first touchdown pass as a college quarterback, a 42-yard strike to Chris Hernandez on that last drive, and he's going to hand it off here on the first down play. That up the middle. Stroud going to take it across the 20, make that to the 23-yard line.
Carries for a gain of 4.
That'll be a pickup of 4, bringing up second down and 6. Derek Taylor operating out of the shotgun. Nick Cox to his left. 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen. 2 at the top of the screen. And it'll be a handoff to Cox up the middle. He will get met by multiple Reinhardt defenders. Pickup of 1 on the second down play, bringing up 3rd and 5 at the 24-yard line.
Nick Cox picks up a gain of 1.
Nick Cox going to jog off the field for this 3rd down. And 3rd and 5 for Cincinnati Christian. Derek Taylor operating out of the shotgun. 4 wide receivers on the field. 2 at the bottom of the screen, 2 at the top of the screen. He's going to look to throw. Free rusher coming. And Taylor felt the pressure, got rid of it quickly. And Stroud wasn't looking for the ball at that point, but Taylor just got rid of it there to avoid the hit, and that was number 90 on the field there. J.T. Graydon, the defensive end, a freshman from Reinhardt, coming, a free rusher. Good job by Taylor there to get rid of the ball and avoid disaster of getting a big hit or a potential turnover. So Cincinnati Christian on to punt. Villarreal getting another punt here. He's gotten his fair share of work today, and he punts it. This one going to bounce at the 45. Reggie Mack going to take it, and man, is he electrifying. Multiple times he's made defenders miss, and he does so again there. Didn't look like he had much room. Found a crease, gets it across the Cincinnati Christian 35-yard line. Lost the ball towards the end of the return, but the referees say the knee was already down. And you see it here. It's hard enough to field that ball on the run like that, but makes one defender miss and then just eludes a couple more for a big return. It'll be 1st and 10 for Reinhardt on the 31-yard line with under 5 minutes to go in this one. At halftime, this score was 39-0. Cincinnati Christian has played it even here in this second half as the handoff goes to the right side. That's number 21 for Reinhardt, Jace Jordan. Freshman takes the handoff and gets a pretty decent gain down to the 23-yard line on 1st down. That'll bring up 2nd and 2. Be another handoff on 2nd down, this time to Reggie Mack. Reggie Mack gets the 1st down and more down to the 16-yard line. First and 10 on the 16. Handoff left side, a lot of running room, and that is going to be down at the 2-yard line. Number 25, Kwani Green, in on the run there, and you could see on the replay just plenty of running room from him. Gets knocked down at the end there by number 51 of CCU, Carlos Love. That's good hustle by Love. And that's going to be a touchdown for Reinhardt as they got the ball down the field in a hurry on that possession. Cincinnati Christian's defense has had its way with Reinhardt here in the past couple possessions, but on that one, Reinhardt just from the start it established its dominance up front with the running game, and they're able to punch it in there. Actually, it was signaled for, not called. I guess he was short. Now Reinhardt gets it in for the touchdown. So touchdown signaled before that, but Nick Harris is going to get the touchdown for Reinhardt, and now it will be 52-7 with 3:26 to go here in the fourth quarter. Nick Marquez on for the extra point. Snap good, hold good, kick is good. So right now it is 53-7 with 3:26 to go here. Reinhardt will kick it to Cincinnati Christian. It looks like freshman quarterback Derek Taylor and the Cincinnati Christian Eagles will get one more chance at it. On a gloomy Saturday afternoon here in the Queen City. Rain isn't falling anymore. If it is, it's very light. But it has been very dreary, not much sun, and for the majority of this game, it has drizzled or rained steady. Raymond Damon back for the Eagles to return this kickoff. Nick Marquez on for Reinhardt. And he kicks it. Damon's back. Is going to return this from his own goal line. Takes it up to the 10. The 15, looking for running room, not going to find it. Gets brought down at the 15-yard line. And that's number 39, Brady Harper, with the tackle. So the Eagles offense huddles up before it goes back out there, and you can see the return here. Damon looking for some room, not finding it. That has been a common sight today on kickoffs. There's not much running room there for Damon. All right, so 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line, 3:18 to go. Taylor in the shotgun. And this is going to be a read option to Cox up the right side. He throws it to him with a pitch, and it's going to be a pickup of about 1.5 yards on 1st down. Nick Cox on the run there. He's ran the ball pretty effectively on the last few drives as he jogs off the field. Derek Taylor operating out of the shotgun again. 2 wide receivers at the bottom of your screen, 2 at the top. A running back to his right. Handoff up the left side. Not much running room at all there. Gets it across the 20, maybe to the 21, 22-yard line. So 3rd and 5 now. Derek Taylor going to operate out of the shotgun. 3 wide receivers to the bottom of his screen, 1 to the top. Taylor in the shotgun. Now we have the snap. He's looking, not finding anything, and he's avoiding the sack, avoids it, still looking downfield, still looking, and finds a man, turns nothing into something, and that might not be a big game, but Derek Taylor, look at this, his elusiveness and his strength in the pocket. That's a freshman, folks. Rolls out. All right. So that's going to be 1st and 10 now on the 29-yard line. And it'll be a handoff up the middle. And that's the number 31, Darwan Stroud. And Stroud picks up 2 yards as Nick Cox runs onto the field. Stroud runs off. Under 40, approaching 40 seconds to go in this one. Under 30 seconds. Taylor in the shotgun. He's looking to throw. Has his man. Not much of a gain there. That to number 81, Jaden Killings. I believe that's his 3rd reception of the game, and that is going to do it for the game. But what was a dominant first half by Reinhardt early on. They took advantage of a few miscues on special teams. They took advantage of just strength and dominance up front. But if you're a Cincinnati Christian Eagles fan, not only did Cincinnati Christian score today, they held their own in the second half, only outscored 14-7, and they were going up against the number 3 team in the country here. So really, overall, even though it's a loss today, there's certainly some things to build on. And if you are head coach David Fulcher of the Cincinnati Christian Eagles, you got to feel good about the way your quarterback, Derek Taylor, played. Even that last play where he was avoiding the rush here towards the end, that was something that you don't necessarily see a ton of. So great stuff from him, and definitely something, a few things they could build on.